Hello and welcome to another review video, and today I'm going to review Ramayan 3392 AD, published by initially by Virgin Comics and now being circulated or reprinted by Graphic India. So you must have heard it, like it's like a benchmark or a breakthrough comic in the Indian comic book history, I must say, because of the story and the artwork and everything. To say it as an Indian publisher, I may be wrong because it's not exactly produced entirely in India, because the management is from abroad and stuff like that. So, but still, it's very much can be considered an Indian publication, and it is certainly has uplifted the Indian comic book market. Graphic India, with their impeccable work they have done on this series. To give you an idea, I purchased it from Amazon, and all three volumes, so only three volumes are available at the moment. I don't think there will be another one coming out anytime, because it's been quite a while since volume 3 came out, and after that there's been like complete hush from the publisher. So all the three edition cost me roughly around 1150 bucks. I purchased it from Amazon. I'll put the purchase link in the description if anyone is interested to buy this comic books. So initially it was published by Virgin Comics sometime in 2006 2007. So let's start with the first volume and see what it has got. So I must say something about the quality of the books. Out of the three books, two of them were absolutely fine, but I had some I have a feeling that this is a pretty old one, because as you can see, it's kind of torn in the edges, and I ordered it during lockdown, so I never really bothered to get it replaced, and because I just wanted to read something while I was sitting at home and doing nothing. So yeah, but this is not good, because if you're paying for something, then you should have a fresh copy of the book. At least that's least what I expect. The two of them are absolutely fine. This is an old stock, or pretty old one, I should say. Anyways, never mind. This is the credit list. As you can see, it's been written by Shamik Dasgupta. The cover art is by legendary Alex Ross, and if you are a comic book fan, you know who Alex Ross is. He is he is the man behind the Kingdom Come comic book. And then you have everyone. As you can see, there's a lot of people involved in this project, and that reflects in the quality of work, because it's not just some just any other comic book or anything. So that's reprint. The main artwork over here is done by Abhishek Singh, and I love his artwork. I must say, it's one of the high points of this series is the artwork by Abhishek Singh. Let's look at some pages. As you can see, it's glossy paper. The paper quality is pretty good. Look at the artwork. I mean, it's completely amazing, and you should check out Abhishek Singh's work on like social media. He's like gifted artist, I must say. His artwork is something I love. I mean, I want to see more of his artwork. So I think he's been working on some international publications. So most likely he's not working. Like, look at these panels. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, there was some one panel that I love the most. This one, like, it's in all this red. It's if you have seen Blade Runner 2049, then it's exactly that kind of feel. It's talking about the story. It's a retelling of the classic Ramayan. It takes out all the characters, but like if you compare it with Ramayan, the stories you won't find any sort of similarities between the stories. It just takes those important characters of Ramayan and put them in different scenarios. Of course, you will get some of the major highlights from Ramayan, or the main events that happen in Ramayan. So volume 1, the story mainly deals with the exile of Rama, but the reason is different, as you might have read it in Ramayan if you have read Ramayan. Over here, Ram and Lakshman are sent to protect a fort in Janasthan, and they eventually lose to the Asuras. There is a mighty battle that takes place. I'll show you some of the panels. So this is the battle, and eventually they lose the battle, Ram, and he surrenders to Vibhishan. So then and he surrenders to Vibhishan to save the life of the people in Janasthan, because a lot of innocent life would have been killed that day if Rama didn't surrender. Now this is seen as an act of treachery or cowardice by the Council of Armagar, which is basically a renamed Ayodhya, you can say. So he is sent to exile, and eventually they go out on their journey. Eventually they meet Sita, and it's intruded by Ravan in towards the end of the story, and that's where it ends. I mean, Ravana, as you can see, it's the entry of Ravana. So it's Janak, Sita's father. So it's just between. It ends a battle between Janak and Ravana, but the battle isn't shown. After that, like, this is the end of volume 1. After that, there are quite a few spin-off stories which are related to this storyline, but not in the same timeline or same context. So there's this Secrets from the Underground. So again, this is, I'm pretty sure, drawn by I presume this is drawn by Abhishek Singh, because it doesn't mention, but the artwork looks like he might have done the artwork as well. Jeevan Kang is one of the other artists who has I think his name was mentioned somewhere. I don't see it over here, but okay, it's Satish Tayari or something like that. So yeah, so there are 3: Secret from the Underground and the Ascension Part 1, and I think there's an Ascension Part 2 as well, which tells the story of Bharat and Shatrugna, who were captured. Bharat was captured, and how Shatrughan, sorry, pardon my pronunciation, rescues Bharat from the exile. But both of these characters are never really part of the main storyline. Like, they have a few brief moments in the initial volume. See, here's the part 2. But apart from that, Bharat and Shatrughan doesn't have much role to play in this series. The second one continues, the story continues from where it leaves. Over here again you can see the different people who are associated with the project. So in this edition, the art is done by Jeevan Kang and not by Abhishek Singh. So it continues the story, where it leaves on volume 1. So Ram, Lakshman and Sita are on the run from Ravana, and they get into different situations. So they end up in they are chased by the Banaras of Kishkinda. So this is Angad. So as you can see over here, it's something like similar. You will feel a very Mad Max sort of thing over here. It's happening, car chases and bike chases and all kind of stuff. And then eventually they end up in Panchavati, and it's ruled by 3 as you can see, 3 ruthless demon kings. One of them is Surpanaka, and they get captured and they take part in gladiator fights, Ram and Lakshman. So these, you can say, a rough reference to Planet Hulk, maybe, as you can say. You see all the gladiator fights happening. So this is pretty much that happens in volume 2. Eventually they take over, they destroy that gladiator ring and everything, and they leave with the Vanaras. There's also some preview of Devi, published by Virgin Comics. It was, I think, written by Shekhar Kapoor. In fact, over here as well, there is some preview of Devi. Again, the artwork looks amazing, I must say. The third volume is probably, I don't know, maybe the most or the least interesting one. You can roughly say it's a spin-off of Planet of the Apes. It's inspired from Planet of the Apes sort of thing. Over here, Ram and Lakshman join forces with Sugriv to go up against Bali. So this is what deals with, and this is where the story finishes. And it also has very less number of, compared to the first two volumes, this one has less number of pages, and it fills up with all this, character introductions about the writer and the artist and that kind of stuff. So it fills up with that. The story is only this much. Now, the most disappointing thing about this series is that the story is incomplete. So if you compare it with Ramayan, it's not even the half of Ramayan. In that context, I mean, the stories are different, like I said, but if you take the overall things that happen in Ramayan, then this is completely incomplete. And I don't think Graphic India has any plans to relaunch or reboot or complete this story. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at their website, Ramayan is not listed on their website among their other works or other publications they have done. So I'm really not too sure what happened over there. I don't know if there was some kind of a legal dispute or anything, and because it's kind of feels strange, because after having such a great storyline, why they decided to leave it in between is beyond my understanding. So that is one of the most disappointing thing. Still, it is worth collecting to have it in your collection. This is pretty amazing stuff, so I would recommend you to buy it. And maybe if you are a collector, you can definitely have this one. Like if you love Ramayan, then you should definitely read this one. It's not mind-blowing or anything, but again, like it's pretty decent by Indian standards, I should say. The kind of comic books that comes out of India, I must say. It's almost like the promos call this series as the answer to Lord of the Rings, India's answer to Lord of the Rings. But I feel like it's to me it felt more like the universe of He-Man, like which He-Man was basically a fusion between technology and mythology. So it used to have all the Viking mythologies mixed with technology. So Ramayan is something like that. It's a mix of Indian mythology and technology. So they have created this wonderful universe which is a mix of both, and it is pretty exciting to read, I must say. But unfortunately, it's complete. One of the reason I have not purchased any more Graphic India comic book, because I'm not too sure if their storylines get completed or left unfinished like this. I am interested to read some of their other issues, but let me decide on that. Maybe I'll think about it if I should continue with them or not. But anyways, this is my review for Ramayan. Hope you like it, and like I said, it's something, if you look at the artwork, this is by far one of the best artworks that we'll ever see that has been attempted in the Indian comic book scene. Like it's pretty affordable, it's pretty great. So yeah, please get your copies if you want to. I think if this review helps to convince you, then it's fine. If not, then it's absolutely fine as well. Do leave your comments, leave your feedback. What did you like, what you didn't about this review. If there's something more you want to know about it, please leave us a comment, and I'll try my best to answer those. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more videos.